Episode 74. Will these comics make good film and television shows? We got Wonder Woman, we got Ultimate Black Panther, and we got Cobra Commander. Let's find out right now. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me where I rant about movies, television, comic books, and board games. In fact, we just did a Lorcana update today because the new Welcome to the Inkverse or Inklands, whatever else came out today. So I did do an unboxing, which I'm going to be putting up shortly. So if you're into Lorcana, that would be a video for you. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer. And if you're interested in anything that I've written, there is obviously plenty of stuff on Amazon. But if you're looking for something signed, autographed, something special, something new, we have Lords of L.A., my vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood with guest star Marilyn Monroe. And you can check out the link below in the description. That has the link going to the Fun by Comic website, where you too can get a autographed copy of issues 1, 2, and some other stuff that I've written as well. Alright, so let's move right into Wonder Woman. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video. So let's jump right into it and see if you do. Alright, so let's jump into Wonder Woman number 6 by the very verbose Tom King. He loves to hear himself talk through comics, I guess. I mean, the guy thinks that each comic book he's writing is a novel. The show don't tell thing with him is totally lost on him. He prefers to tell everything, whether he needs to or not. I mean, it's phenomenal. So we start out, well, this is the storyline, which is kind of lost already. I mean, the storyline is just gone at this point because there's nothing continuing. So there's a woman, a Amazonian woman, killed a bunch of guys in a bar, and the government said, hell no, you had one murderer in your group, everybody's got to go. Everybody. And for some reason, there are literally hundreds of thousands of Amazonians in the United States and throughout the world. I don't know, they lived on Paradise Island, but apparently it wasn't paradise. They wanted to go somewhere else and have lesbian affairs, because that's what all we've seen is lesbian affairs between all the people that have, all the Amazonians that have moved to the United States. So I don't get any, but they're all getting deported, and then Wonder Woman kind of stepped in, but instead of going to find the person that committed the murder and kind of smooth everything over, nope, she decided to take it one step to the next level and beat up on a whole bunch of troops that were sent by the United States. Of course, there was all, a big thing where they're trying to pressure her and all this other stuff. But instead, she's fighting the hell out of them for whatever reason, instead of just saying, let's think everybody cool off, and I will, we'll go back to Paradise Island and we'll just move on. I'll deal with it after. No, she decides that she's going to make a big fight out of it. So then she hangs out with Donna Troy and Cassie Sandmark and then Yara Flor, and fights them all, saying that this is her thing and they need to stay out of it. And then they don't stay out of it, and now we're into this, which is completely different than anything else. However, we get to see really good stuff in this issue. So of all the issues, this was the best one, purely because we get to see Wonder Woman actually kicking the ass of her villains. All right? And the artwork, which is really why I'm collecting this, the artwork is just phenomenal. So she's there in the Capitol. Apparently, it's not a secret there. And we also have the Sovereign, which is, it's an old guy that has a power trip. So Dr. Psycho is speaking through Steve Trevor, and then we have Giganta's hand, come up out of the ground. And then Tom Taylor decides that instead of saying, okay, well, it was just her in her normal form underneath, and she grew out of the ground. No, he's got to tell us that how hard it is to bury someone that big in a national monument area. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. He takes it too far. There's literally no reason for us to even know that information, and it makes it even more far-fetched. He should have just left it alone. And especially on top of that, we have Cersei there. There's no reason to bury her at all because Cersei could have teleported her there. Whatever. So we get this 1978, 77, whatever the year was, of her spinning and turning into Wonder Woman, which I love. I mean, it's worked in the 70s. It'll work now. So she has this fight with Giganta, which is great. And then Silver Swan comes in, and as she's about to hit Giganta, the Silver Swan takes her out of the fight and smashes her against the monument and says, "You need to just run because there's going to be a whole lot of stuff." So she's trying to help her, which I thought was kind of cool too. I think her name is Vanessa. But Giganta's not breaking down here. She's in it to win it. And both of them fly, but without wings. So Vanessa is not feeling real well, but Wonder Woman gets back up as Giganta rips the Washington Monument in half, or in thirds, or whatever, and then goes to smash it on Wonder Woman's head. And we get all this. I mean, look at the amount of text there. Look at in an action scene. You could skip it all and just look at the pictures and you'd know exactly what's going on. This is where I get confused. So we have with all this text going on, he doesn't tell us what's going on. All he tells us is what's going on with Wonder Woman, not with all of a sudden everybody's sleeping. So that's the cat is Cersei. And if anybody knows what is going on here, but there's the Sovereign on the bottom. If anybody knows why all these people are sleeping, please tell me. But anyways, we go back to the fight with Wonder Woman, and she catches the Washington Monument, and then throws it back at Giganta and knocks her over. And that picture of Wonder Woman there on the bottom is really, really good. So we get Sergeant Steele talking to the Sovereign, but then somebody, it's not in this page, but somebody comes up behind him. But the Sovereign says, "Send in the god." And Wonder Woman's face there is just like, "Oh, come on." So we get Grail, which is Darkseid's daughter. I really like that character. We don't know much about her at this point. I wish we did. I wish we knew more about her. And she's like, "Where's your sword?" She's like, I lost it. It's abandoned. And so she drops her axe. And she says, "I don't need it. I'll just kick your ass without it." So we get this back and forth fight scene for pages upon pages. Oh, there's the scene with Sergeant Steele. Somebody grabs him from behind. And again, I have no idea what's going on there. That's the second piece. So somebody else is involved, and I don't know who. Apparently it's not Cersei because she's sleeping as a cat. So we get this, again, back and forth, and she picks up her axe, and Diana blocks it with the bracelet and slams her in the face. I almost wish that her feet were more forward than backward. But yeah, pretty good stuff. So Wonder Woman wins the battle, but she is exhausted, and she's like, "Okay, I'm done." Which is great to see. And then we get this backup story about young Trinity, and I really don't care. I wish they'd stop already. It's an extra $1 that I don't need, and why are John Kent and Damien the only babysitters for this kid? I have no idea. I have no idea who this kid is. I don't care. Just give me Wonder Woman stuff. I don't need to know who the surrogate daughter of this... The character's not even good. I mean, she is obnoxious. And she wants to go to the moon, and they take her to the moon. It was just god-awful stupid. All right, so, yeah, this... I love getting all of her villains together. That's the first time I've seen that in a long time. So, especially, we have 4 of them. So we got Dr. Psycho, which he's in and out really quick. We get Silver Swan, who again is in and out really quick. Gigantic gets her ass kicked, and Grail gets her ass kicked. I think you can make some really good stories with Grail that we're not seeing. That would be a great villain to bring in if they made another movie, of which I don't think they are. All right, so let's talk about that one way too much. Let's run into Ultimate Black Panther. So I had to pay $20 for this one because it was sold out, and this is the first printing. I can get the second printing, but the first printing it's already expensive. So we start out with, I think this is Jonathan Hickman. Actually, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Brian Hill. I think it's Brian Hill, from what I remember. It's the same guy who's doing Blade. I believe so. Where is there no names on this thing anywhere? All right, well, I'll have to go into it when I get into it. So we're in Africa, right? And these guys are just working, and they get burned apart by energy blasts. And we get this group of, I think they almost look like Intergang. But they get a group of Intergang guys, which is not Intergang because it's the wrong company. These guys are up in the trees, and we have to do something. They're like, no, there's too many of them. Let's just go report it in. And they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, because everybody's getting slaughtered. And we talk about one kid is still out there crying. But they do. They go back to Wakanda, where we have T'Challa. And remember, this is a totally different universe. T'Challa is married to Okoye, and they have different beds, which is weird. So we look at, and a lot of the Wakanda stuff here is very much out of the movie. They have the airships and stuff like that. And his father's still alive in this universe. See what I'm saying? They have the ships taking off, etc. But anyway, he has a conversation with his father. Even though his father is still alive, T'Challa is king, so he stepped down to allow his son to take over. And he's telling him that that he should keep the Voodoo Khan close to him, and he doesn't like them at all. So he has a conversation with Amala there, who's the head of the Voodoo Khan. And he's like, really, I don't like you guys. So then we get the guys from the beginning go and report about the village attack. And Shuri's like, we need to do something now. And he's like, no, we don't. We need to do some more recon, and we need to figure out who these enemies are before we start engaging. Plus the fact that they are a reclusive society at this point, and they really don't want to just go in guns blazing, which I totally agree with him there. And Okoye agrees with him, and she walks out, kind of pissed off. But she's like the head of the armed guards. Not really the Dormiology or whatever. She does like more on the tech side, but I guess she runs all that. I guess, him married to Okoye kind of works, but, there's all the stuff from the movie kind of thing, but that's the stuff that she's all in charge of, along with this general. But then we switch back to the village, where these guys are continually taking over one village or another, and they pop the kid's ball, which is very rude. Why would you pop the ball? You roadie by it. And then he's like, I'm going to die. Oh, no. But no, he doesn't. Because this dude steps in and says, I'm going to kill you all. And that's Killmonger, just FYI. And these guys come up there. And then we get somebody else that pops in. So it looks like that is Storm with Killmonger. And she's destroying things right and left. He throws the hatchet and kills a few of them, etc. But that's great if it's Storm. But I think I saw some of the other pictures. It doesn't look like Storm. Yeah, see, there's the picture of basically Storm. So you can't really tell what she looks like, but I looked at some of the other covers coming up, and it doesn't really look like her, which I'm kind of upset about. But I'll definitely be checking it out. And they're on this thing, and then we get some suicide bombers that are on this platform with him and his father. And his father, throws him off the side. And I guess he has nano armor that, comes right to him like Tony Stark shit. And he lands, and I guess now his father's dead. I don't really like the mouth being open. I always liked Black Panther's mask being completely over his face. But he starts saying that the Moon Knight is the one that's doing all this stuff, being the terrorist. So this is going to be kind of cool with Moon Knight being a villain. We have Storm connected to Killmonger. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I haven't read a Black Panther book in a long time. I've tried a couple of times, so it's been really bad. So to have a really good Black Panther book, thumbs up. I mean, I didn't even bother with the Wakanda movie because they did Namor so dirty. But yeah, it would be nice to have a... I liked the first movie, but after that, I just didn't even bother. All right, so let's jump into Cobra Commander! So they jumped into the horror with this quite a bit. This was almost like a slasher movie because he's hooked up with the Dreadnoks, or he's trying to hook up with the Dreadnoks, or he's over there looking for something and just happens to be in the swamp where the Dreadnoks are. And these guys are going... He's going to solve these guys that have... He's asking them questions about stuff. And I forgot the guys' names, but Buzzsaw or whatever. So he saws one guy up, and the other guy starts talking really, really quick. And he's like, well, you said you'd let me go. He said, no, I didn't say you'd let me go if you gave me the information. I said I'd give you a ride. So they attach him to the back of their tank, I guess, and they drag him for a while until he's dead. Ouch. So then you got the Cobra Commander running around and, looking kind of weird. And he's, following this thing that's on his wrist or whatever else, looking for this weapon or whatever he's looking for. I don't even know. And he bumps into this guy, and he's like, I guess Cobra Law sent me to protect you. And he's like, I don't need any help. Get the hell out of here. And then we switch back to Cobra Law, and we have this priestess here that has some kind of a squid or something. I don't even know what's going on there, but she's trying to do something. And so the guy's like, I'm not going with you. And then security comes out, and he's like, yeah, they're all stupid here. A world of fools, he calls them. And he's like, well, if you're going to protect me, go damn protect me. And the guy shoots him, and he grabs the guy's arms. This is what I'm saying. So we have a guy getting sawed up in the beginning, and now we have this one here. He headbutts him and ripped his arms off at the same time. Now that's some strategy right there, man. See, he throws his arms to the side. Meanwhile, Cobra Commander is now hell and gone at this point, runs into the Dreadnoughts' house in the middle of the swamp, and he sees, that they're basically torturers and stuff like that. So he's looking around, and at that point they drive up, and they see him there, and he's like, what the hell are you doing in our house? He's like, yeah, I'm just looking for something. And he starts shooting them, and they dive to the side, and they're like, this guy's dead. And then he throws a grenade at the tank and blows the tank up. I guess it's not much of a tank. And the guy's like, oh my God, my baby, what are you doing? You're blowing my stuff up. Now you're dead. I'm going to kill you. And I guess then their sister drives up. I can't remember any of these characters' names. So he continues looking for stuff, and he goes into the middle of the swamp, and he falls in it. Oopsie! And there's a whole bunch of crocodiles waiting for him, so that's always fun. Or I guess they're alligators. Cobra versus gators on the bottom. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. G.I. Joe is awesome. If it's written well, it's awesome. I would love to see a good G.I. Joe movie with actually Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander was never done well in any of the movies. None of them. All right, so yeah, this is great so far. I'm not a great fan of the artwork. The artwork's kind of sloppy, but I like everything else. Black Panther, really good, good beginning. I don't know if it was worth $20, but it's plenty good. I don't even know what it's worth now. And then Wonder Woman, yeah, this is actually a good one if you discount the fact that there's just tons and tons and tons of writing all over the place. It's almost like graffiti on the page. The artwork is great, and I like the battle scenes, and I like the villains in here. So, yeah, good stuff. All right, that's it for me. So I think it's what, 3 up and 3 down, right? I like them all. Yeah, good stuff. It's unusual that once in a while I get some good stuff. And because Wonder Woman usually, I watched somebody else's review. That was like Becky Kludrad and Coogan and Kludrad there, that they like their stuff better. I'm like, oh no, that stuff was unreadable. Sorry. All right, well, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. I greatly appreciate it. Also, remember, Lords of LA is on, it's on Indiegogo and it's on Fund My Comic, but the Fund My Comic link is below if you can check that out. Anything you can give, I have about 10 pages left of artwork that I need just a little bit of money for. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take it out of my pocket. Because I did okay on Kickstarter, I just didn't do great. And plus, and by the time I finished the script, it was ended up being a little bit longer than I had thought. Also, we changed the name to Myth Lords from Riftstorm, a game that I'm working with cover artist Mark Spears on. And I'm preparing for this launch. So everything's going to China right now. I'm trying to get it done on Steam real quick so I can have some people play test it that I can't see in person and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get that out to everybody as well. All right, check out some other videos. Remember to give me the thumbs up, give me the middle finger, whatever you feel. And also, ring that bell, subscribe, it's free, why not? All right, guys, see you later. Thank you so much for watching. All right, bye-bye.